to the Big Dumb Post Show.
Hello to yourself.
Hi.
Hello yourself.
Okay, we've got a fun post show today. We are going to get into the Breckenridge ski resorts, what they found because they're trending. Can we? I don't mean to spring this on you. Can we talk about what happened yesterday at TSA?
Yes. We can. We should.
Okay, we should, right? We should. That'll be fun. So hang on for that. Let's go to Breck first. Let's go to Breck first.
A hamburger spatula. Who skis with a hamburger spatula?
So this is like the ski resorts did their cleanup, right?
Breck, yeah.
So imagine cleaning under your bed or your kid cleaning under their bed. What they find, they cleaned up after the snow melted an entire mountain in a ski resort. And what they found was making national news because it's so funny. The hamburger spatula to me was the funniest. Like, who had a spatula on a ski lift?
Right.
And why?
It feels very like you don't just accidentally drop a hamburger spatula for it to be found months later. It was brought to Breckenridge Mountain with purpose.
So
what's the purpose?
Like there are some, if you really think about it, like, okay, I don't, maybe it was just somebody like had it in a bag and it fell out, but let's not go there. That's no fun. Let's go to like, maybe somebody used a spatula to, if snow got packed on their boot. Or something. Yeah. Maybe they use like a metal spatula. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Or like you said, maybe something was itchy.
Something was itchy. Had to itch it. Hey, listen, you get sweaty. You've got all of the layers.
I thought it was kind of a good point. I was actually like, dude, not bad.
I know. And one ski boot was also found.
Yes.
780 pounds was collected.
Yes.
Okay. That is a lot of trash on the slopes of Breckenridge.
An iPod Nano was found because we were skiing in 2002.
Yeah.
Like a Nano is pretty
But
great.
Nanos are solid with the wired, I mean, I can see that. I think I
seen in Bridesmaids, she goes, I could put this Nano up. You'll never see it again.
I still run with an iPod Touch.
This does not surprise me. You know what? When you didn't go in more on the Nano, Big Mike, I swear to God, when we talked about this on the show, and you didn't laugh more about the Nano, I was like, there's something there. Yeah.
The first generation iPod Touch, when it got the touch screen, went from the
twirly
went
circle.
from the yes, the wheel to this. I still run with it with my wired headphones and because it's
wired
solid.
Headphones.
It's solid. It never glitches.
And your headphones are wired.
Yeah.
So you have a cord.
Yeah. I know.
You can never.
Do you want me to bring it in tomorrow?
No, I don't. But you can never make fun of me for printing off a boarding pass again.
It's the same thing.
It's
the same thing.
I like a backup plan just in case. And you run with an iPod plugged in?
Yeah, I do.
I knew there was something to it. I knew it because, like, I said Nano like 2 or 3 times, like it was spatula level, and you were just like, "It's not a big deal."
That doesn't sound too weird to me.
Does it.
That's not weird.
Right.
Concerned for the person.
Return it. That thing is awesome.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Let's rewind to yesterday because I want this. This is big. What happened to you yesterday was big. We did not talk about this on the show. So if you're tuning into the Big Dumb Post show, you're getting bonus content.
We had mentioned, we mentioned yesterday that Delilah was coming home from the Dominican Republic, long day of travel. And she'd be home last night at like 11, DIA. That happened. There were no flight delays. She arrived safely.
Yes.
I just got message.
Yes.
She's awake. She's tired. She's resting.
At 3:27, I was on a walk with my non-plugged in headphones.
Oh, you're so fancy.
I was on a walk and I got some screenshots and then a bunch like capital letter words, and some of them I can't say, but I knew something was wrong.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? I knew something was.
I had, yes. Well, it was at, 3 o'clock.
I don't
So-
want to read any of those screenshots because that's up to you if you want to read
Yeah,
them or
for
not.
sure.
Yeah.
So at 3 o'clock, I texted her, "Did you land in Miami? Okay.
His
Layover in
daughter.
Miami, Dominican Republic, Miami, Denver, 3 o'clock. So far, up until then, incident free. Smooth traveling. She got sunburned. She had a couple bug bites. Otherwise, she never got sick.
Yeah.
Had the best time. Did you land in Miami? Okay. Yeah, but they forgot me at TSA and it was so scary. I talked to an officer and she helped me call my group because when I tried, nobody was answering. I was so scared."
So, okay, so that's her first text, and you're like, "Oh my god." Okay, so when I read that, I'm like, "Oh my god, that's terrible that happened." And it was more of this like that poor thing.
14.
But what I didn't realize, she goes on to say,
Yes.
she was left for an amount of time where like her bag got stuck or something.
Yeah.
And her entire group left. Not at DIA where we've been and maybe you know your surroundings a little bit, or at least familiar sites. This
Miami.
is a connecting flight in Miami.
Which is also the customs part. Like Miami from Dominican Republic.
Yes.
That is also customs. So she's with a big group, 17 kids. There's 4 chaperones. Okay, she goes on to say,
Have them start getting all bubbled up now. Like
I
Mom
know,
on this.
right,
17
because-
kids, 4 chaperones, and a teacher.
panic sets in, anger sets in.
It's like 3.5 kids per person.
I said, "Good job finding an officer for help. Are you with the group now?" Yes. Okay. My bag got caught. Turns out there was nothing wrong with it. And so they were sitting on the bench waiting for the others. And the officer said, "Okay, have a good flight." And when I turned around, they were gone. I was pacing and stressed. Now I'm starting to really feel her anxiety and her fear. And she says, "I was pacing and stressed and they did not even do a head count, but I stayed put where I was. I found an officer,
Yes.
called them. Calls were not going through. I'm okay now, but I was just bawling my eyes out just a couple seconds ago."
Reading that from your kid. And then she went on, one of her texts said, "I need a hug."
I need a hug.
And like,
Oh,
it was a gut punch.
gut punch.
But then it was like,
Powerless.
you go into this mode, and I did with you because you're texting, and it's like you need to hear now, like, okay, good job, she found an officer.
Yeah.
Like those things, like this is a really good example now in her life of you handled something that was really
Yep.
scary and unpredictable.
So
all those
proud.
things.
Good job.
Okay, Trace, I sent a couple of those messages. Then I go into mom mode, what I would be feeling, because holy hell, I'm like, probably best you don't text anybody on the group right now
Correct.
as an adult, because I'd be so upset. Accidents happen, got that, all that. We're all past that now. You forgive and forgive at least. But let's go back to, I'd be so mad.
When I knew she was safe, then it was okay. How long am I giving myself to call the teacher, to
Yes.
message the teacher and ask what happened in a non-threatening way? I had to settle down. Now,
Yes.
in that time, the teacher called me. She said, "Hi, I just want you to know what happened
It was
with
about 20 minutes,
with
I would say, right?
Delilah."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, please," because she is very upset.
And you're starting
Yeah,
here.
and then I ramped up.
So.
And she was so apologetic. There was a lapse in protocol. This was the one time of the trip that kids were kind of scattering and they didn't do a head count. She felt awful, consoling and taking care of Delilah and
Yeah.
calming her down. She was very nice about it, and it helped me. But man, that helpless feeling, I could do nothing in that.
Yes. Yes.
And that just
Yes.
sucked.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
I know.
It really is. Especially we talked very frequently about her going on this trip and
Yep.
about how this will never end for you as a parent. This
Yep.
is the first time. And still with my older kids, when they they went to the Weekend concert this weekend, and I was up until I could hear that they got back.
Sure.
You know, like it
Yep.
just doesn't ever end,
Right.
because that's the feeling you are terrified of. It's great that the teacher called you first,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
you like this teacher, and things happen, right?
I do. Right.
But-
I was texting her
Oh,
when she
God,
called me.
I can imagine the first 30 seconds of that conversation. She's doing everything right. She took full responsibility,
Yep.
but you're just like waiting so you can be like, well, let me tell you.
Yes.
Thanks for all that, but hang on.
Yes.
Because
and-
where the lapse in protocol shouldn't happen
correct.
is TSA coming back into the country.
And she said Delilah did the right thing. I said, I know from the sounds of it,
Yes.
she did everything, we taught her as parents to do. So awesome. Found an officer. It was just for that probably 25 minutes, half hour of getting this information from my daughter and just feeling all
Yeah.
of her
Yeah.
fear, anxiety. And then she was just sad. She's like, they forgot about
And
me.
she's-
She was
yeah,
sad
oh,
too. Like,
God.
how
She's
could you
so
forget
nice.
about me?
It's so cool that you got a text that said, I need a hug. I don't know if it as a boy mom. I don't even know. That would be that's what I want for Mother's Day next year. I'm going to put that out there now. If you want to kidnap them at TSA, that might inspire it.
Yes. Give them a little nudge.
Give them a little nudge into I want a hug. That'd be great. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh,
really
God.
proud of her though
Yeah.
for
So
how she
proud of
handled
her.
it. It's just a bummer
So
it had to
proud of
happen.
her.
And
Yep.
accidents happen. We all
Yep.
know that. But all right, you guys. I think that'll do.